Hey, this is Joe Applebaum, and I'm going to review our web design process with you. A lot of people have been asking us, how do you do web design at Ajax Union? So, first, impressions matter. As marketing veterans, we know that your website is one of the first things that a prospect sees when they're looking at your brand. It establishes your brand experience, it helps potential customers understand your authority in the industry. And a well designed website that's also beautiful doesn't just tell your audience that they can trust you, it sets you apart from your competitors. And we offer comprehensive web design services to bring your brand to life. So here's our process 7 steps. First, we do a workshop, then we do your branding, your site planning, your design, then development, launch, and marketing. So let's go through each step one at a time so you understand how our process works. So first we do our workshop. We get to know you. Who are you? What do you offer? How do you outperform your competitors? Who's your audience? What is your voice? Our team does an in-depth virtual workshop to understand the ins and outs of your company so that we make the aesthetics decisions that align with your company specifically. And we have very specific workshop and processes and exercises that we run you through in order to make sure that we're both on the same page. Then we need to make sure that we understand your branding. So if you don't have a style guide, we'll make one for you. If you already have one, we'll spruce it up and make sure that it has that modern touch. When we do this early on, we make sure that it aligns with your palette, your logos, your fonts. So this way, it really reflects your brand. Then we create something called a mood board to visually demonstrate the aesthetic concepts behind your new website to be, and make sure that we have all the right images, all the right styles, everything is correct. Because a lot of people go out and build a website first, but if you don't have your branding in place, it's going to be really hard for you to hit the nail on the head, and you're not going to be sure like exactly what's wrong, but you're not going to be able to get there. Then before we start building anything, we need to plan out your website. So we have a style guide. Now we need a framework for your new website. We create a sitemap to establish the flow of content on your website, gathering a seamless and engaging user experience. But we also make sure that we understand the basic user flows to map out the buyer journey. So not just tactically what pages you should have, but like how do you want people to go from getting to know you, to like you, to trust you, to buy from you, and so on. So getting visitors, starting with your visitors with the end in mind. That's really the key. Then we move on to design. Once we understand exactly your flow, we have your branding, we did our workshop to really get to know your company, we need to make sure that we design everything before we develop anything. That means that we create sketches to roughly visualize the look and feel of your website, your wireframes, and to demonstrate the flow of content, we do full mock-ups to envision the website without fully developing it first. This also saves you money and makes sure that we're all on the same page. At this step, we begin to see our collaborative ideas come to life. And if we nail it here, then we move on to development. After the full approval from your team, we begin developing your new website design. Our developers implement our creative ideas from A to Z, giving your brand the new look it deserves. Afterward, our team carefully tests the quality and assures that the development of each page makes it beautiful but also functional so that it works on all the different devices. Many people are using mobile these days. And now it's ready for us to take it to the next level and launch. We take your site live. Our team tests each page to make sure it's functional, beautiful, and then we celebrate. And we start a promotion plan, which leads us into marketing. Once your website's ready to share with the world, there are vital steps that we need to take to make sure that your website is ranked highly on Google, making sure that you don't lose your juice from your previous website to your new website, making sure that your DNS settings are correct, making sure that you don't lose any traffic, that you have everything in order. And that's our web design process. If you want to see some examples, you can go to ajaxunion.com. You can take a look at some examples. Thank you so much for watching this. Really appreciate it. If you'd like us to give you a quote for a website, just email amazing@ajaxunion.com, or to see our portfolio and to see any of the other things that we do from a marketing perspective, visit www.ajaxunion.com. My name is Joe Applebaum, and I'm excited that you attended this presentation. Feel free to let us know what you think. And if you'd like us to roast your website and to give you some feedback, send us your URL. We'd love to give you some tips, ideas, and strategies. that give you an ROI.